Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This is the January 11th fishing report for In Deep on the Delta here on the California Delta. Hey, if you guys notice a drop off in the audio, let me know. I found out something last week about my DJI mics, the mics that I generally use. Fishing in the rain doesn't work with them. So my more expensive mics are in the shop right now. I'm using a less expensive mic. Let me know if you're seeing a big quality difference in the audio. So, start off with a little news. ISE show, I want to remind everybody once again, 18th through the 21st out at Cal Expo. I will be out there all 4 days at the Fisherman's Warehouse booth. Come by and say hi. I think it's going to be a good show. I'm looking at the speakers, at the aquarium tanks and various people there. There's going to be a lot of Delta related stuff there. So check that out, January 18th through the 21st at Cal Expo. And if you're there, come by Fisherman's Warehouse and say hi. Real Custom Boat Works, they're having the Coast Guard Inspection Day, February 24th. That's out here at Paradise Point at Real Custom Boat Works shop, which is actually just in the parking lot behind Paradise Point. And I have the hours for that. It's going to be about 8 to 2 p.m. 8 in the morning from 2 to 2 p.m. I will be there. I'll be helping Jim take care of traffic or whatever he needs. And remember, you can take your boat out, have the Coast Guard inspect it, make sure you're up to speed, and they'll give you a sticker. If you have any questions, call Jim at 209-915-9880. With that, I'm going to kind of bypass the river conditions. We'll talk about river conditions as we get into the report itself, because river conditions after the rain are kind of fluctuating around. All right, stripers. All in all, here in the Central Delta, it's very slow. But I talked to Jeff Suhu. Jeff is fishing out west, and we're going to say out west is from Big Break out to the Sacramento River, down to the West Bank, and then maybe out around Pittsburgh all the way into Honker Bay. That's what we're calling the West. That's where the big slug of fish are. Jeff's reporting there's a lot of fish out there. There's good sized fish. Most of the fish are being caught on either live bait or spooning or vertical jigging. Trolling has been slow. The guys that are out there are seeing a lot of fish on the graph, but you got to get on top of them and sit on them with that live bait or vertical jig for them. I think the water has actually been a little cooler out there than it has been in the Central Delta. Maybe that's why the stripers are staying out there. I talked to Alan Fong. He's been fishing out around Liberty, and conditions out there have slowed down for Alan. Alan is still catching a few fish, but remember, Alan, especially when we're having these conditions where fronts are coming in, we're getting rain, Alan could go out there and find water that he's not happy with, meaning that I think he said the water visibility was around 1 to 2 feet. It was pretty dim out there after the rain. Water temperatures out there have been 52 to 54. They're a little warmer out at Liberty, but the fish move around, and when Alan finds these situations, he's able to move around because he knows that area so well that he knows where to go to find the better water conditions, and sooner or later Alan usually finds them. I would think that out of the reports I've been getting, a lot of the folks that are the daily or weekend guys are going out there. It's been pretty slow out at Liberty too. Along with that, there are some fish being caught in Frank's track. The fish are small out there. It seems like the fish that are coming into the Delta are smaller, and after you get past Frank's track down here in the Central Delta, it has been tough. I'm not seeing anybody out here fishing for stripers. The normal guys that are out here just aren't out here, which is telling me if they were catching fish, they'd be out here. They're not out here. I see sea lions coming in one day, and they're really hunting. They're moving quick up and down the channels, moving not so close to inshore, but out where the stripers should be along those breaks, 14 to 18 foot break. They're moving along. They're not catching any fish, and they're not staying in one spot. So Central Delta is still pretty darn tough. With that being said, we'll get right into the largemouth, and water conditions are varying all over the Central Delta. Here in around Paradise Point, 14 Mile, out from the channel up to down to Mildred, in that area, we're looking at about low 50 degree water temps. The clarity hasn't changed a whole lot for me, but the color of the water has changed. It's gone from that green color to kind of a brownish color. Now as you get down south, water colors are, or water clarity is still about 2 feet. It's never really cleared up there. So you just have to kind of pick your poisons where you're at, and it is what it is. We're going to get some more rain in today, and you know, we'll see what that does. You know, next week will be a totally different report. All in all, the largemouth fishing has been, it's slowed down in the last week, in the last 10 days. We did have an ABA bass tournament. They had 15 boats, and they had pretty good weights. But I want to tell you guys, the 15 boats that were out there, I looked through, I didn't know all of them. I looked through the names on the teams, and they were all big sticks out here. I mean, Christian was out here, both the Cloutier brothers, Paul Pohemus, he won, I believe, with 14 pounds. Ish Monroe was out here, you know, just really good sticks. So this may be a little skewed with the amount of weight that they had, because it wasn't bad. Winning weight was 14-1. Number 2, and I think that was Lorenzo Rosario with his son. That was 13-8. Number 3, third place was 13-5. That was Christian. Now, I talked to Rob. Rob fished that, and he had a 7th place finish. 5 fish for 8 pounds. That's more of what the normal guys that were out there. And you know, the guys like Rob and his brother and Ish and all these guys that may have had, you know, 7-8 pounds, these are some of the best anglers on the Delta. So if you go out and you get 3 or 4 pounds, don't think you're doing so bad. The fishing has been tough out here. Big fish for that tournament was only 4 pounds. Rob said he had 15 bites. And I also want to say something, that right now the bass fishing, I've been out here a lot. I don't plan on being out here as much in the next few weeks as I have in the last few weeks. I'm going to start maybe fishing a little some of the mother lode lakes or something. But I've been out here a lot, and I can see, you know, ebbs and flows. And Sunday there was an ebb in the fishing. I had good luck on Saturday. I wasn't out Sunday. I went out Monday. I also had pretty decent luck on Monday, and then after Monday, could have been the tides, could have been the weather, the fronts, it started dropping down. So they not only had really good fishermen out there, but they were at a time when the fish were biting. Rob had about 15 bites, caught 12 fish. Most of them were on Cincos, and he really caught most of his fish in one small spot. Remember that, one small spot, 12 fish for best 5 or 8 pounds, one spot on Cincos. I talked to Christian. He had a good day. Him and his partner Mark caught about 20 fish, I think. It might have even been more. Sometimes I get mixed up on what some people are telling. But Christian had a ton of fish that day. 13 pounds. I think he had a couple 3-pounders were the biggest fish in his bag. So a lot of 2-pound fish, 2.5-pound fish. And I know Christian, and I know he's out here running around. He's moving fast. He's using fast-moving baits, whether it's crankbaits, spinner baits, A-rigs, jerk baits. He's moving fast. So kind of different from what Rob's doing. I also got a report from Free Spool and Keith. He was down south fishing out of his kayak. He's had some pretty good luck. He had a 5-pound fish, and I'll show you a picture of that right now. He got that on a free rig, and that's what Keith's doing. So he's fishing very slow. Now, what I've been doing in the last couple weeks, I was telling you I've been catching 20 fish a day, 30 fish a day. In the last 10 days, that's really dropped off, and it's dropped off slowly but surely. I am getting anywhere from 3 to maybe 5 fish during a 4-hour outing. So I'm getting about 1 bite per hour. I am seeing that my fish are in very specific locations, and I want to go over this one more time. Rob Cloutier caught most of his fish in one spot. I know Keith, who's been out there a lot, and he's been pretty consistent with his fishing. I can guarantee you he's got some spots that he knows that he's kind of shuffling through. For me, the success that I'm still having, which success for me is 1 bite per hour, And the fish have been nice sized fish. I'm not catching any dinks, I'll say that much. They're decent fish in the 2.5 to 3 pound class. I got one maybe 3.25. Not big fish, but good quality fish. My success I attribute solely because I've been out here so much, and in the past 2 weeks when I had all these 5 or 6 spots that I could go to and catch 5 or 6 fish in each one, I can still go to those spots, but they are 1 fish in each spot, or maybe 2 fish, and they are in the very specific locations. You saw last week I caught 2 fish on 1 bait. Little areas like that that I'm able to go to and hope that those fish are still there and I can catch 1 fish here, 1 fish there. That's my success. It's not what I'm using, what bait I'm using, or how I'm fishing. I'm catching most of my fish on jerk baits or worms. I've slowed down a lot, and most of my fish, the numbers are coming on worms now. I'm getting more bites on worms than I am jerk baits. What's going to happen this week? We're going to see what the rain does. We'll see what the fronts do when they come in. I'm probably going to start fishing next weekend or this weekend, and I'll definitely be out Monday, Tuesday. I'll let you guys know what's going on for next week as we do the report. But it's kind of, we're resetting every week, and it's really going to depend on what the heck the storms have to offer and what kind of shape the delta's in. But remember, there's maybe 4, 6, 8 weeks, and spring's going to be here. The fishing will get better. I know a lot of you guys are probably getting your gear together, cleaning up your boats, getting ready for spring. It's coming around, and once again, I just want to thank you guys for holding with me. And it's not going to be long before I'm able to start saying those big fish are starting to come back into the shallows, and we're going to start catching delta fish again. So thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you guys on the water if you're out here. I'll see you guys at the Cal Expo if you're not on the water. And until I see you, good luck. Go out and get them.